Ever since we've been going here, I've always wondered how things compare to the Mages Guild. Are they largely the same, or do they differ in a lot of ways?
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Not going to weigh in either way? I admire your restraint, but there are times when you must make decisions, even without all the facts. Rely on instinct.
We're all pretty new at this, right? Let's just give it a chance. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Yes? Ah, the College of Winterhold. I've read about this place, but never really been here myself. It's a bit underwhelming, to say the least. Everything just seems so crumbly. Well, that's more for the main city, if you'd even call it that. But the college doesn't seem to be in the best shape either. It also doesn't help that most of the locals here despise the college, at least from what I've heard.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
Enchanting services.
Do you
are
have
one
a
of the
moment to
few
talk?
things that keep us in
It's
touch with
about
the rest of
Southall.
Skyrim.
If I'm seeing things right, you are a very fresh student here. You finished your very first lesson, and now they're asking you to delve deep into a Nordic ruin? It seems a bit much, if you ask me. Then why are you going along with this? Good grief. You really can be a pile of scrib jelly sometimes. Just think about this. You're an experienced adventurer, even if you're just starting your formal studies in Skyrim. If you got into a fight, if not for your magic, you'd still find some way to come out on top. Look at the other students here. I don't think many of them have even adventured before. Worst case, they may end up getting hurt and killed, all just for some jaunt to discover various applications of magic throughout history or whatever. What now? Oh, what would you like me to wear? Sounds. Oh, what is it? Every step we take is steeped in history. Let's keep writing our own, shall we?
Greetings. Each book is a cleverly crafted tale that hints towards the ideals of a particular school of magic. However, the overall narrative is unimportant. From what I have gathered in my time here, it seems the school of magic is simply a mechanism. For instance, I found lighting a text with an alteration spell revealed a hidden message written in an ink altered to mimic a human soul. Of course, without the knowledge to light the aura of life aglow, the mage's search would end there. The chain continues until one reaches the destination, the final pages that contain detailed notes on the crafting of a new spell. As you will. Until next time.
Well, this castle definitely
May the gods,
looks better
then
than
by my right
the
as
one
Jarl, I
that's
name
for
you Thane of Winterhold. I grant you this weapon from the armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify the guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now. Mm-hmm.
What's inside?
You really gotta hand it to the people here. This profession definitely doesn't seem like an easy one.
In trouble?
Smell that? The life of adventure and song is the life for us, eh, friend?
Welcome, traveler. A moth priest? Try asking one of the guards. I grew up an orphan on the streets of Markarth. I'd have died there too, but for the kindness of an old warrior named Logrove the Bent. Logrove rescued me and gave me enough money to get out of the city. I followed the Karth River north and came here. When I met Michelle, I knew this is where I belonged. I suppose that's it, really. Both the Imperials and Stormcloaks have sent riders this way, scouting the bridge and the lands nearby. They stayed at the inn but didn't pay. They said soldiers don't need to pay because they're risking their lives to protect us. And that's not all. They took a heap of our lumber, and one tried to have his way with my daughter. They think they can do whatever they want. Until next time.
Where is that lazy man? Have you met my husband? Nah, I don't think so. My husband owns it. Barely. He'll lose it soon enough. He's behind on his loan payments, but he drinks all his money away just the same. Now we're deep in debt, penniless, and about to lose our sole source of income. He promised me, swore on his ancestors that he'd give up the mead. And what do I find out? He's been stashing drink in a cave nearby. He even has some wolves guarding it. I swear, I should just cut out his tongue. That would be the end of it. If you want to try, but I'll keep my dagger sharpened just in case. You can help yourself to any drink you find, but bring me the bottle of Dragon's Breath mead. It's his favorite, so I know he has one there.
Is it me, or is there a distinct wolfish scent around here?
Tell me, traveler, do you have any regrets? Of course you do. We all do. They say regrets are the foundation of wisdom, for if we do not regret our mistakes, we are damned to repeat them. Our successes, meanwhile, need not to be remembered, for they only serve to bolster our temerity. That is why a general is hunted not by his victories in the battlefield, but those that slip from his grasp. That is the way we are meant to live, always tumbling forward, looking back only to see how far we've come. For some things, such a task is simple. A hastily written report, a tactless reply, a spilled drink. For others, the tendrils run deeper, rooting your body in the earth. There is no way forward. Not until you free yourself of the memory. Not until you make things right. The thief, the one that got away, an Imperial woman based on the reports, the lone operative. She's burglarized homes of a number of notable lords, thanes, and nobles. At times, she's even ransomed their children. She's outfoxed the city guards, evaded the Ocularists, and even managed to rankle prominent members of the Thieves' Guild. Unfortunately, the resources of the Empire are exhausted in tracking her down, forced the Elder Council to suspend all pursuit. Given the state of the Imperial coffers, it was cheaper to let her run free and compensate the grieved for their losses. Only I remain dedicated to the cause of justice. And what I lack in men and resources,
I make up for in will. I've chased her across Tamriel for the last 15 years, and I believe I'm closer than ever to catching her. I'm not sure anyone would even bother. Too busy chopping off the heads of elderly Talos worshippers to care about Tamriel's most celebrated thief. If I hadn't retired, I would still have me raid the chest of every Nord who wore a beard that resembled Tyrus Septim's. There have been several witnesses' accounts of a raven-haired thief posing as a bard. As you know, most who reside here are light of hair and tall in stature, which already narrows down the list of possible culprits. And while there are bards in Skyrim from here to Riften, there is only one capable of playing that song. Duskatan Little Harbor was its name, if I recall it correctly. A beautiful but solemn tune about the sunset of the Gold Coast and the tragic death of a loved one. I do. It's been burned into the bone of my skull from sketches and wanted posters and images from another time. A raven-haired woman, 32 years of age, with an aquiline nose and eyes the color of steel. She is as fearsome as an orc, but can be as cunning as a diplomat, and if need be, can charm you with the grace of a sylph. What are you implying? One cannot evade the Penitus Oculatus and not out of measure of respect, and one cannot defy them without earning their wrath. I am a soldier, sworn in the service of the Penitus Oculatus, sworn to uphold the law. If someone breaks the law, it matters not whether they are the Raven of Anvil or the Emperor's own kin. They are all criminal scum. Not necessarily. Anvil is merely the site of our first great heist, one under the guise of a minstrel singing dirges for the dead. Hence the Raven of Anvil. The Countess's cousin had passed away, and she was now on her 12th day of mourning. She refused to eat, refused to sleep. Soon her court was deprived of the same. As her mood grew more and more contemptuous, it seemed nothing would allay her grief. Many bards and poets came from all over Tamriel to celebrate the life of a cousin, in hopes of appeasing the Countess. Yet it seemed that even time itself had given up all hope, until the day a raven-haired minstrel walked into the castle and gently strummed a lute. Those who were in attendance insisted it was the saddest song ever heard by mortal ears. They claimed the sky rained for 7 days and 7 nights, as both the Countess and the Divines exhausted all the tears. That night, the entire court slept for the first time in weeks. And when they awoke, they found their cases and coffers emptied of their valuables. She was not always as such. When she was a small child, she was so bright and would protect those who were weak from their folly. Oh, but you were referring to the Countess, as was I. She has indeed. She's stolen my sanity, my youth, and nearly all of my will. Perhaps it is because I am nearing the infirmity of old age that I long for closure. Forgive me, but I no longer wish to speak of such things. Good day.
I'm fairly certain you wandered into the wrong building, friend.
Citizen.
Hey, don't sniff me too much, alright?
Ah, so that was a... He rode through town not long ago with an escort of soldiers. They didn't stop. They headed south across the Dragon Bridge.
Do you need something? Here we are. Yes. The welcome I received felt really cold, even by vampire standards. My father, after all these years, that's the first thing he asked me. I trust you have the scroll. Yes, I have the scroll, gods. Thanks. Sorry, I have a whole host of emotions I don't know how to deal with. My family. It probably wasn't what you'd call normal. Anyway, we've got something to do. I'm glad you're here with me. I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this. Smell your waffle.
Weapons. This was too easy.
with the
foul
dark,
vampires
but
hold.
I've spent more than my share of time in caves.
Thank the divine. I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools. You do? All right then, enough mysteries. You have an Elder Scroll. Remarkable. If my knowledge of history serves me, I recall that the Dawn Guard was an ancient order of vampire hunters. I will be happy to assist you with your Elder Scroll. Just tell me where I need to go. Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
Kind of feeling a little uneasy here. Everyone just seems so reserved, but not in a good way.
Greetings.
The caravan Khajiit think the guard racist, but they simply haven't paid the gate fee. Need something? I am in no hurry. Business is good. Many people know that without flowers, they will die miserable and lonely. If my words are fast, it is because that is the way. I was taught by my mother that a trader must manage their store as if their fur was on fire. I must sell for tomorrow's profits as much as today's. You never know when the lean times will come. Helga is my best customer, although it is not because she buys the flowers. The men of Riften buy the flowers so their wives do not notice they are coming home wearing Daedric boots. Some, like Bercy, do not even associate with Helga, but they are so pathetic that flowers are the only thing keeping their marriage together. The bachelors come here too. Because they know without flowers, their amulets of Mara might as well be a garland of anchovies. Yes, they were not wealthy, but they had a prosperous marriage, as they were never short on flowers. You could learn something from them. Father was a gardener, but every night he would steal a red flower for my mother. Naturally, they could not keep their claws off each other. But to answer your question, we learned to save our coin when it was plentiful. Just as the squirrel gathers nuts to prepare for the winter. Perhaps it is smart for me to save, but for you, the gold falls like the snow in the evening star. If you do not spend it, it will bury you. Come, buy some flowers, and save yourself from certain death. Love is like the seasons. There are winters and springs. When people don't buy flowers, things go bad, and everyone hates each other. This is winter. I tell them, spring never comes because they are not buying flowers, but they are poor, so they try talking to their spouse instead. This is why Helga's bed is never cold and the wives are being cheated on. Helga does not bother with the talking. She just buys flowers and puts them under her frock. Sometimes, other times she will stick a cucumber in her mouth and go home with your husband. But these things are expensive. Flowers are not.
Need something?
Can't you bother me at my armor stand in the market?
Let me see that.
Or are you that desperate?
Yes. This is it. I don't know how you found this, stranger, but you've obviously succeeded where I had failed. Please, let me offer you this key. It unlocks my strongbox under my stand in the marketplace. Help yourself to anything inside. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget it.
Greeting. Take a look. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Azura, just what you see here. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget it.
Great. Here we are again in the magnificent Fort Dawnguard. Can't say I feel too comfortable here regarding its history.
I'm impressed you could find a moth priest so quickly. For the reading, yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
Ever tried cooking rabbit stew? Alright. Yeah, actually. I definitely didn't expect there to be a war of succession while I was gone. Also, I never expected a Cyrodiilic empire to conquer Tamriel, that Tiber Septum. Even the Remnants didn't achieve godhood. But what do you think of all this? Me too. Looks like we agree on something.
What can I do for you? Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail. Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see.
Oops.
Before me, an image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Do you have a moment to talk? That moth priest, Dexian, he said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking. Half of the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That exactly doesn't make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something. You know, I've been asking myself the same thing. I hoped that if he saw me, he might feel something again. But I guess I don't really factor in at this point. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is, and if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was very cryptic, yet she called attention to it. Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas? Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of our ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place, too peaceful.
Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward.
That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. True, but I know a way we can get into the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies to the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exists there. I think that's our way in. It's around the side of the castle. Let's move. So far, I think. Thanks. That's very kind of you. Though, there is something else. Just wanted to say how grateful I am for all that you've done for me. No one's ever been so genuine with me, at least in a while. I was lonely most of my childhood. My mother, at least for a time, was the only friend I really had. And then that prophecy came along. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest. This is getting a little awkward. I think I have a sudden urge to feed on something. Gods, I am a terrible liar. Stop it. You're not helping. Don't blame me if I sneak a little nibble on you. Nothing escapes your attention, huh? Well, here goes. I've really come to care about you. I just wanted you to know that. Yes, I appreciate you. And that's all I'm going to say for now. You do? I'm glad to hear that. Let's get going then. Whiterun's truly a curious city. It feels so open.
What can I do for you? Location that Serene told us about. Now, let's look for this schematic, shall we? The smell here. Sword ready? Dexion said something about that scroll. What was it? Something to do with dragons, I think. Maybe we should try asking at the College of Winterhold. Sounds like something they'd know about. I can't wait to see the courtyard again.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you? Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep him waiting.
Yes? What did you need?
okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
So, huh?
You think it'll work? Hold on. Did you hear something?
Is someone there?
Stay close. Yes? What did... Big. You sure you don't need me to take some of that weight? Doesn't look pleasant. Oh. Sorry. You're looking a bit overloaded there.
Good luck out there.
Yes? What did you need? Yes? What did... need? Is it me, or is there a distinct wolfish scent around here? Yes? What did you need? From the castle, you used to just...
I love it.
Hey, even I can get tired every now and then. Finally, a place to just relax.
Yes? What did you need? You know, even an age-old vampire can appreciate a quiet place to unwind.
Sleep well? Does it matter? You're warm, dry, and still very much alive. That's more than can be said for old Grelod, Half of Skyrim knows. Old hag gets butchered in her own orphanage. Things like that tend to get around. Oh, but don't misunderstand. I'm not criticizing. It was a good kill. Old Crone had it coming. And you saved a group of urchins to boot. But there is a slight, problem. You see, that little Aretino boy was looking for the Dark Brotherhood. For me and my associates. Grelod the Kind was, by all rights, a Dark Brotherhood contract. A kill that you stole. A kill you must repay. Well now, funny you should ask. If you turn around, you'll notice my guests. I've collected them from, well, that's not really important. The here and now. That's what matters. You see, there's a contract out on one of them, and that person can't leave this room alive. But, oh, which one? Go on, see if you can figure it out. Make your choice. Make your kill. I just want to observe and admire. See, I knew we could resolve this civilly. A debt owed must be repaid. You understand that. Well, get to it then. Pick your guest and send the poor fool to the void. I'll give you the key to this shack and you'll be on your way.
Whoever this is, clearly we got off on the wrong foot.
What's happening?
Oh God, please, let me...
Well, well, aren't we the overachiever? 3 possibilities. Oh, no, no, no. Don't you understand? Guilt, innocence, right, wrong, irrelevant. What matters is I ordered you to kill someone, and you obeyed. Of course. And you've repaid your debt in full. Here's the key to the shack. But why stop here? I say we take our relationship to the next level. I would like to officially extend to you an invitation to join my family, the Dark Brotherhood. In the southwest reaches of Skyrim, in the Pine Forest, you'll find the entrance to our sanctuary. It's just beneath the road, hidden from view. When questioned by the Black Door, answer with the correct passphrase, "Silence, my brother." Then you're in, and your new life begins. I'll see you at home.
Yes? What did you need? I'm glad you're here. Okay. Yes? I could really bury myself in a good book right about now.